steadfast men in the ranks and take lead as an officer. Fire devastating musket volleys while standing shoulder to shoulder. Support the fight from the rear with artillery, construction defences, or boldly charge with bayonets equipped. A grand selection of 21 classes to play with. Every class comes with its own traits and abilities which are crucial for your team's survival. Ride into battle with your trusty steed and engage the enemy with swords, pistols, carbines, all from horseback. Mounted huzzah! Cuirassier and dragoon classes quickly traverse the field of battle. Gallop away now, as the tides of glory await!
Swiftly like the wind. Are you ready?
Hello and welcome to Holdfast Nations at War. Now, before I even put one shiny shoe boot on the battlefield, I know many people out there are passionate about this game. And with everybody born after 1980 now a cupcake, snowflake, low-fat soya coconut latte drinker that's easily offended and triggered, I realise the abuse I will probably get if I don't say this game is a 10 out of 10 straight away. Well, you can go bollocks. I'm not IGN, I'm not Lame Spot, and, you know, they don't really say what they think about the videos, really. They just want the views and easy subscribers. So buckle up, cupcakes. Here we go. So with an asking price of only 14 quid and having been enjoying War of Rights recently, I was excited for this game. So many classes to choose from, including being a little drummer boy. That doesn't quite sound right. Unless you're an Aussie pedo called Ralph!
Россияне победили!
This title has many different classes, as you can see on screen, and the game has got a really high polish to it. All the inventory, all the UI, all the buttons and everything, it's all here if you want to delve into it, and it is great to be able to play, I'll be honest with you, as the British. But hey ho, what's the initial feeling when you first jump in? Well, if you've been used to the team player that's available in War of Rights, initially when I jumped in, I thought, in a word, chaos. So many people running around, so many people lone wolfing and not staying together with their platoon and sections, people playing Michael Jackson and random music and screaming and shouting, and it's quite beyond belief, actually, when he jumped in. Now, a lot of people who really love this title, I know exactly what you're going to say to me, ladies and gentlemen, and it's exactly the same that people said to me when I jumped in War of Rights. You can't really review a title and the experience of it when you're jumping into a public server. I think to get the most out of these games, you really do need to join an organised match. And I can imagine this game with 150 players, it's quite an enjoyable experience with all the amount of classes. Because, of course, in War of Rights, we only really have the infantry and the newly added artillery. So this game has got a huge potential. Graphic-wise, it does feel very cartoony, but you can't hold that against it. This is the style of the game. I do wish this game had the same team-based penalties that War of Rights had, because it really does enforce your team to stay together. With both these games, if you haven't got an NCO or an officer who's prepared to put markers down on where to meet and where to organise, it really does enforce chaos with people running around and not really knowing where the rest of their sections are, and it just becomes one massive team battle. This certainly isn't the type of game you want to play if you've got a headache, because my god, there are so many people playing different audio down the comms, which is funny in some occasions, and other times when they play it when it's the official kind of music, like they do in War of Rights, it's, well, it increases the immersions, shall we say. Now, there is a lot of functionality in here with the different classes, as we've mentioned, and I haven't had much experience with anything else than the drummer boy. the bagpipes and the basic infantry. But one of the things that really sort of disappointed me with this game is you can't really aim down the sights of your rifle. It just seems, or it feels like it's just in the melee mode that we're used to in War of Rights. He holds it out in front of him and you pull the trigger. And I think this makes it feel very, very arcadey. Now the graphics, as we mentioned, do look a little bit cartoony, but I think that realism factor, if they could aim down the sights properly, would add a lot more to the immersion factor. You can see here, you can actually strike with the sword here in different directions, and that really does add a lot to it. It's a little bit like Kingdom Come Deliverance, but in a lot more simplified way. Incidentally, that's not me playing the music on the video, as again, people just blare music down here, swearing and shouting and all sorts. I think really it would be unfair for me to criticise this game in any way because it is its own entity. It is a lot more simplified to War of Rights, but I think I'm only really scratching the surface here of what's available. With so many functions such as horseback, cannons, artillery, different sections, musicians, the lot, I can imagine with an organised match, this game would be absolutely brilliant. And I think that may be something I have to look in before I give my final verdict on the battlefield. Also, the fact when you aim down the rifle, you get a big white circle, which you can change to a degree in the menu options. Again, makes it feel very arcadey. But I need to stop criticising it for that fact, because not many people out there want a really deep simulation game. They just want to get in and have some fun. So if you are organising any events, or you know of any that are coming up, and you would like me to be able to jump in and experience the game the way it's supposed to be played, then do leave your name, title and whatever in the comments box below. I'm running out of steam here. Then I will gladly jump in and cover an actual event or a match with organised people, with comms and everything else that take it a little bit more seriously, because I think the community is divided on what they actually want, and I definitely fall into that simulation side.
We stuck here, guys. We have no chance.
But that's been a really quick look. The frame rate is fantastic in this game, even with 150 players running around. So for £14, you can't really go wrong, can you? That's about, what, 3-4 pints where I live. For what it is, it's probably a fantastic title. Incidentally, I have started a crowdfunding page. I want to be able to record PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X titles here on the channel. So if you could spare a few pounds, a bag of pasta, or 3 or 4 pints, you will definitely get a salute from me. You will get a shout out. And as I've said on the GoFunding page, if you do GoFund me, just let me know when you want me to join one of your YouTube videos, and you can record away or vice versa. And maybe at one point, if we get to that point where I can buy the recorder, we can all jump in together and you get a little bit of glory on YouTube. But anyway, thanks for the support anyway on the channel. Thanks for the support over the terrible coronavirus period and the diversity of games I've been putting up. I hope you've been enjoying them as much as I have. Anyway, thank you, and I've got to go do some vacuuming, and I need a bloody haircut. See you on the battlefield. Bye-bye.
Come, sir, let us duel. She didn't surrender, monkey!